Welcome to Roundtable Talks, the show where we deep dive topics and we just have fun. Today, night, morning, I'm gonna be listening to be a little bit different, a little bit of the same. Actually, we're gonna do some book reviews for a little bit. Yeah, we read a book for a series called Arc of the Scythe. Let's call.
Yeah.
Good memory. So far we read 3 books, so we're gonna cover probably 2 in this recording. The first book is called Scythe.
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. I binged these books, man.
Yo, I actually am surprised how much you seem to like these books.
It's right in my area, it's my little niche, you know. I like suspense 'cause I don't know what's happening next, and this book have suspense.
True. I have to give it to the author. Like, this man texted me after he finished the first book, like, please tell me that's not the last book, because I gonna be vexed.
Yeah, like make sure it's a series. It have to be a series. So Neal Shusterman, thank you. Shusterman, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, since you're the thorough guy, walk us through the theme of the book, the overall theme.
All right, guys. So the general theme of all the books combined is basically is far. I don't know how far in the future it is, but it's in the future.
50 years.
And humans have figured out how to circumvent death. There's no disease. If you die, they could literally bring you back to life. There's backups of your memory, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So people don't die anymore. And because of that, they needed a solution to mimic death. And that's when they came up with the Scythes, who are people who are licensed to kill, literally.
Literally.
And it basically follows their story. And along with the story of a third non-human character, or a non-human character, and how the interaction between the sides and this non-human character shaped the world, basically.
Okay, cool. So it's the year 2042, like 19 years from now, we discover how to become immortal.
Oh man, I really hope we do.
No, I don't, because then this gonna happen.
Hey,
There's already too many people right now, so obviously they have to do this.
the funny thing is though, I don't know if they talk about it in book one, but I definitely know they talk about it in the book two. The non-human character is a AI called the Thunderhead, and it's a benevolent AI. It's not like the scary movies that we've seen where the AI came and is like kill all humans to save the world or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
It's actually like such a AI where basically it makes sure everybody have everything they could desire.
Yep.
To some degree. So
Mm-hmm.
basic needs for sure, and
Yeah.
then you could like work to achieve more if you want.
Yeah. So I guess we'll walk through the book now. Book one.
All right, book one.
All right. Book one starts off with a Scythe entering a home. You don't know from the first glance. You don't know what's going on. There's somebody coming into the house that's allowed into the house. I'm like, okay, that's vampire vibes. He's dressed like a Grim Reaper, but they're not Grim Reapers. They actually can't wear black.
Yep.
He's wearing, I don't remember what he's wearing, like a burgundy. I don't know what his color was. Faraday.
I want to say his color is ivory, but I don't know.
It
I
was.
don't remember.
His name is Faraday. He's one of the important characters in the book. He's going to the
Ooh,
home of Citra Terranova.
yeah.
And from the jump, Citra is not on any BS at all.
Yeah. She's like, I do not give a. Why are you here?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like trying to be like strong female character, but she needed it and I liked it for her. At least in the beginning.
Yeah.
So he tells
One
them,
thing.
sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No. You go ahead.
I just walking through the book, so whatever ideas you have, just put them out.
Okay. One thing that's interesting is that all the sides are named after a historical figure. So you'll
Oh,
hear stuff like Scythe Beyonce,
mhm.
which was really
That
cool. I was
was
like,
cool,
Scythe
yeah.
Beyonce? And you have like Scythe, what's that guy who made the iPhone?
Jobs, Steve
Yeah, I think it
Jobs.
was yeah, Scythe Steve Jobs. So it's interesting, like they have the size. So Faraday was named after obviously who was that person? Something
Isaac,
Faraday.
Michael,
Isaac Faraday.
Michael. Isaac?
Michael
I
Faraday?
don't know.
You
One
know
of
what?
the two.
Let's just look it up.
I think it's Michael. Yeah, Michael Faraday.
Okay. Yeah, it is. So he comes into the house, like my boy's saying, and he's like, "Give me some food."
No, no, no. He's like, I smell something delicious from the street. I want
Oh
some.
yeah. So the thing is, like, in the future, sides are like outside of the law in a way.
Yeah.
Well, let me let you continue, and then I'll talk about more about sides.
Basically, he came there, asked for food, they fed him. They thought somebody was gonna die that night, but turns
Yeah.
out nobody was.
Oh yeah. Another thing that's important is sides. The reason why they're called sides and why they call killing gleanings
Yeah,
is because it's supposed to be kind of like how back in the days when you would like reap corn or something like that,
yeah,
you would glean it to make way for new crops to come or something like that.
yeah,
So the side's job is to glean the human population so that they don't become like too overpopulated.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody was gonna get gleaned that evening. He actually came for the neighbor, but he always remembered his interaction with Citra because she was so headstrong about not wanting him there and just tell him to be straight up. If you're gonna glean somebody, let me know. But he wasn't gonna glean them, so
Yeah.
he
And
left remembering her.
the thing is though, he came in there like it looked like he was going to glean somebody.
Yeah,
Because you can't anytime a scythe come, you somebody gonna get gleaned. That's like kind of like
yeah,
what everybody in the population think.
yeah.
So like their reaction wasn't out to the ordinary, and he wasn't like trying to like reassure them or nothing. Like he
He
was
was
just
playing
like
games with them.
he was like this food tastes good. Like, everybody dead silent. He just like talking like
Yeah,
this food tastes good, and then he's like bring a knife,
yeah,
and they're like oh gosh, he gonna make us bring our own knife to kill us. They bring a knife. He's like thank you, and he did. And they're like, that was weird.
yeah.
Then they hear next door, they're like, turn up the music. I don't want to hear it.
Oh man.
That's
Um,
funny. But yeah, he likes Citra because her like directness and probably how intelligent she was.
and actually, one important theme that's gonna happen again. I don't know who went to the school, but who went to the school? I think it was Faraday as well. He
It
went
was
to the
Friday,
school
yeah.
where Rowan Damish is our next main character. But the important theme here is that if you don't want to be a scythe, that's a good reason for you to become one. And both of them didn't want to be a scythe at all.
Yeah.
He was
That
like,
was like one of the
yeah,
prerequisites.
that's a good reason to become one.
Yeah. Because they basically like as a site, you're not supposed to enjoy your job.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
doing like a public service and you're supposed to like just view it as that, a
Yeah.
public service. Yeah.
So I said oh in the beginning because I was supposed to start the episode and ask you what would your scythe name be if you became a scythe?
Ooh, my persona historic,
Patron historic, yeah.
patron historic. Yeah. Huh. If I was to become a scythe today,
Yeah.
damn, that's a hard one. I never actually thought about that.
I've
Give
been thinking
me,
about that from the beginning.
oh man, I don't know. Mm,
But why you think? I'm just gonna say it was
probably
interesting.
Chad Boseman,
Chadwick, that's a good
Chadwick
one.
Boseman.
A good one.
Yeah,
I was thinking that there was a lot of people that stood out, like Mandela. Then there was another black.
there's actually a scythe named Mandela in the book.
Yeah, so I'm talking about Mandela. Then there was a African American, a female politician. I think it was a famous one as well. I like that they had a little bit of everybody in there. Plus, they had the African sides as well. It was well, that's further on, but
Actually, I think Citra is African, wasn't she?
she had a little bit in her. They see it in like book 3.
Yeah, I think everybody in this future is like mix of all the races. So like there's
Yeah.
no racial differences except for like a few people who like actively try to stay different, but generally worldwide there's no racial differences anymore.
Let me just bring up. Let's talk about Rowan a little bit, and then we could just spread out wherever we want to go. So Rowan is
I
like
agree.
he's in high school, the average guy. His best friend loves to jump off of buildings because you can't perish in the future. They'll just revive you. Like they're looking for the
Yeah.
rush every time, everywhere they go. Um, Faraday goes to the school to
Wait,
glean.
wait, wait, wait.
Yo,
Sorry, I don't. after you finish.
Faraday goes to the school and he gleans the star quarterback. But the way he does it is that no, he goes to do it. Then Ronan's like, I'm coming in there with him because he needs somebody with him. So now everybody thinks that he had a part in it. So he becomes like
Yeah,
the black sheep of the school. And he's like, you know what? Yeah,
yeah.
he's saying come back for somebody. I wonder if we're gonna tell him to come back for next. And they were like, you know what? We just leave you alone.
Okay. I have to go back.
Yeah.
So when Rowan, wait, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Damn, I should have just cut you off when I was
Told you
going to do it
to.
before. Okay, so Faraday, when he first met Rowan, Rowan was like, somebody gonna get gleaned.
Yeah.
This dude
Well, yeah, 'cause he
will
just
glean
roll up.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just like
Bring me to the office.
like take me to the office. Lauren's like, I go in that way anyway, and we just take you there.
Oh
So
man.
when he called in the quarterback,
Yeah.
um, Rowan was like, "Why are you gleaning this guy?" And he was like, "Well, based on statistics,
Yeah.
people die at this percentage based on drunk driving, and
Mm,
what his name is was driving drunk the other day. So based on this percentage, he's the one who I pick. Like that's how like
yeah.
Faraday would pick people based on like
Statistics.
historical statistics
Yeah.
based on how people would die, and then he would glean them based on that.
Yeah.
So that way, because the sites have a few rules, which is like one, they can't be biased. They can't like pick people because of like emotional reasons or like racial reasons or anything like that. They just have to kind of be unbiased. I don't remember all the rules like exact,
Stand up right
but
now.
I know like that's one of them for sure. Another rule was that they don't have to follow any laws except for their own. Uh, one of them was they can't kill each other.
Mm,
It's like sites can't kill each other. They could only if they want to like stop living, they have to like kill themselves
yeah.
basically, and they have to grant immunity to the families of people that they
Mm,
glean.
mm-hmm.
A year's worth of protection from gleaning, basically.
Yeah.
And if like you become a scythe, then your whole like immediate family becomes protected forever
Yep.
until you die.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I remember.
So there's 10 commandments of the Scythe, which I feel is like a knock on the actual commandments.
Yeah, yeah.
This book actually it kind of dabbles in like a almost like a spiritual kind of vibe, especially
It
like in
does,
book
especially
two
in
and
book
book
three.
three. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, before we go on to this though,
The,
don't forget
the,
your thought. I wanted to talk about the friend jumping off buildings. That's what I had forgotten.
been doing now.
Okay, so the friend, so in the future they call it splatting,
Yeah.
which is like basically committing sui.
Mm,
But because you can't actually die, they call it becoming deadish.
yeah.
So his friend would just like jump out buildings and stuff to see how if he could get the best splat
Yeah.
because he could get bring back to life in like 2 3 days. The problem is though, every time you splat, they charge you to get resurrected,
Yep.
and then because he was a child, it would charge his parents. So eventually, his parents like kick him out because
They
it was like
didn't
because
like
every
him.
time you get splat, the price keep going up. Every time the price going up.
I feel like that was a dumb rule for like kids because kids they don't care. It's not hurting them.
It ain't my money.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. Oh,
Oh yeah, another thing you missed was Rowan and his friend name was Tiger. They were both like middle child or something like that, like basically ignored by their parents and like their parents focused more on the other kids more than them.
I think Ron was the last child.
Okay, well they're both like the last child,
And
so
we
like
missed this. Yeah, in the future, people have so many kids, like 19 kids, 20 kids, and like if you're the last
and
one,
multiple families
yeah,
as well.
it don't matter anymore. You just the
Because
last child
yeah, after you hit a certain age, you just reverse. You could also reverse the clock
in the
back down
corner.
to 21.
Hmm?
Yeah, that call it turning the corner. So like people usually live until like 60, 70, and then reverse back to 21
Yeah.
over and over. So some people would basically be married, live out a life, turn back 21, divorce, go other people, get
Hmm.
married again, and then just
Yep.
keep.
Oh, I didn't pick my name. I will probably be Albert Einstein. I know it's like not directly with me. Albert Einstein, probably Obama, or probably
Ooh,
Malcolm X.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's two good ones.
yeah. Okay. The Scythe commandments: Thou shalt kill. Thou shalt kill with no bias, bigotry, or malice afterthought. Thou shalt grant an annum of immunity to the beloved of those who accept your coming, and to anyone else you deem worthy. Thou shalt kill the beloved of those who resist. That's a hard rule. Thou shalt
Yeah.
serve humanity for the full span of thy days, and thy family shall have immunity as recompense for as long as you live. Thou shalt lead an exemplary life in word and deed, and keep a journal of each and every day. Thou shalt not kill fellow sides beyond thyself. Thou shalt claim no earthly possessions save thy robes, ring, and journal. Thou shalt have no spouse nor spawn. Thou shalt be beholden to the laws beyond these, to no laws beyond these.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's that clicking in now. Okay.
I liked in in all the books actually, well, book one for sure, that between each chapter was like a little synopsis of what somebody wrote in their journal.
Yeah, I like that too. I think book one mostly focused on Shuri. What's her name again?
But they focused on
Mary.
actually Curie, Goddard, Faraday, and then in the end, Rowan and Citra.
In book one?
Yeah,
Oh man, I was not paying attention enough.
yeah. Yeah. So that's book one. So what else about book one you want to talk about?
So book one, he found the two people after Rowan. So Citra showed herself as good for being a Scythe because she hated the fact that he was like going to kill somebody, and she was like, I would never want to become a Scythe. It's
Yeah.
the last thing I ever want to do in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Rowan, he showed that he was going to be a good Scythe because he showed so much empathy towards the football player,
Yeah.
even going so far as sharing a little bit
Oh
of his
yeah.
damage
Mm-hmm.
by holding his hand when he was going to receive electric shock to get gleaned.
Yeah.
So since both of them, he decided to train both of them to become Scythes, and basically is just training to like become an assassin, pretty much.
I think it was unprecedented as well because no one else had ever done two apprentices at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, and it also caused a lot of problems. That's what book one was pretty much about, just all the problems it caused from
Yeah.
him training two sides.
Yeah.
Because then Goddard, who is the de facto evil guy in the book,
Yeah.
it becomes very obvious in the first book.
Yeah.
He was like, since you decided to have two of them, and since they obviously like each other, let's have them, whoever wins, whoever becomes the scythe, glean the other one.
Yeah. That was like at the
And then,
first conclave that they went to, which was
yeah,
like a
and
mass
Citra,
gathering of sides, by the way.
yeah, it's like a scythe, like
Symposium? No, not
uh,
symposium.
symposium.
Like a
Yeah,
more like
like
a
they kind of all
conference.
come together and
Yeah.
like people get punished for not doing things correctly, or people are like recognized for their accomplishments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like the leader of the site for that area, he like passes new rules or tell them like
Yeah.
any changes they want to vote on and stuff like that.
I like that. Like I like Goddard in the first book for like a certain reasons. Like somebody would be like, "Well, they said that you did this," and you're like, "Well, who said it?" Knowing it was him that said it.
Yeah, his own self
Yeah,
said it.
that does give him more
He's like,
power.
yeah, he's like, let the coward who told me that say it to my face right now. And nobody come forward. He's like, has nobody said it? It was just
Yeah.
you.
So there we meet Xenocrates, the High Blade of North America.
Yeah.
Oh, this bringing back so much memories now. So another thing in the book is that it's only like 300 years in the future, let's say, and they don't have the same type of language that we do. Like torture, they call it torture. I don't know why.
Because they don't remember it.
Like a lot of sayings that they would try and use, like two birds with one stone, all the eggs in a basket, the chicken or the egg came. I was like, this is so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. He's like, don't put all your chickens in one basket. Or was it all the eggs in one basket? And like, which one came first, the chicken or the egg in the basket? I was like, that's funny. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, because like the future just changed how people look at things, and geography changed. I think it only had like North, East, West, and South America. Like everybody came together as
Yeah,
one.
in terms of America, yeah.
Yeah,
And then they don't have the word for murder anymore.
yeah.
So like they just it's just you either get gleaned or you're deadish.
That is, yeah.
And later in chapter two, in book two, we meet another Scythe who is going to become a very famous Scythe who wears the colors that he's not supposed to wear. I'm not going to spoil it,
Mm.
but he brings back the word
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that kind of died out.
Okay, so let's talk about this two site apprenticeship. I feel like from the beginning it was bound to be bad because it
Yeah,
was two different sexes. They're
two
bound
different
to have a
sexes.
like a
Yep.
some chemistry going on there, you know?
And he told them when he took them on,
Yep.
do not get attracted to each other. Definitely don't have sex.
Yeah.
Like if y'all do that, your apprenticeship is over.
Yep.
And then Rowan was like, don't worry
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then Citra, of course, get upset as most women would do
Yeah. Like,
because they
how
always think they're
dare
the hot
you?
shit.
How dare you think that?
Yeah, how dare you not want me? Obviously, I'm a girl. What the heck?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah,
I'm a girl.
she didn't want him, but she was mad that he didn't want her. I was like, come on,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah. Typical woman, dude. It's funny.
Yeah. So then they learned Bokator. Is that the actual thing now?
I don't think so, but I think it's like a mix of different martial arts.
Yeah, and Rowan gets really good. Citra's also good. But I don't think she could beat him. I don't think anybody can ever beat him.
Well, let's just. Like, I want to get to the part where he really learned Bokator, which was he learned from
Talk about
another person.
Oh, okay, so fast forward
But I don't. Yeah. I don't want to get there yet because we're still talking about this.
fast forward a little bit in the double apprenticeship. Um they don't say I feel oh yes. Oh, I don't go too far in the future.
I feel I feel like Citra was actually better than Rowan in like theory of it. Like maybe she was better at like poisons and stuff
Yeah, yeah.
because they had to learn guncraft,
Mm-hmm.
knife craft, poison craft, hand to hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think a bunch of other like older weapons that no longer existed,
Yeah, yeah. No one really had weapons anymore besides the scythe.
like bows and crossbows and stuff.
Yeah. So one night, we already talked about the conclave. So one night during their apprenticeship, Michael Faraday self cleans.
Oh, you gone too far.
Well then,
Oh no, you didn't.
remember I
So
kind of ease a little bit.
yeah, because in the conclave they were like because of Goddard was like they seem to like each other a little too much.
Yeah.
They don't seem very competitive,
What happened though? Were
which
they fighting?
obviously they shouldn't be. They had to they had to fight, and
No, it wasn't a
both
fight.
of them.
It was the
What was it?
questions. They asked them the questions.
Oh
As
yeah, and
Citra
Citra
lied.
messed up.
Yes.
Yeah, and then to make sure that he didn't come out on top, he
Yeah.
also lied, and if his lie was blatantly obvious, unlike
Yeah. What are you
hers.
afraid of? Nothing. Next question.
For Citra, I was like, "What's the worst thing you ever did?" And she was like, and I don't remember what she said, but it wasn't the truth.
You push somebody off a building, I think.
Oh
Was the
yeah, she
lie.
told me up.
Yeah.
She mistakenly, I think she said she mistakenly pushed somebody off a building or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And then it was like close to the truth, but it wasn't actually the truth.
yeah. And the thing about Scythe is that they could read people very well, and they always know a lot about you for some reason, like your name,
Yeah,
occupation, all that.
especially Marie Curie
Yeah,
because she literally gleans by looking at people
yeah,
and being like, I could see that they're tired of being alive,
yeah.
and then she gleans them.
So from there, Goddard is like, okay, obviously, Rowan is throwing because he likes her. We should make them become mortal enemies and fight each other to the death.
Yeah, basically. So whoever win the apprenticeship
Have to
gleans
clean
the other
another
person,
person. Yeah,
and then that should at least, if not make you want, if not anything, make you want to survive. So then
yeah.
you're going to
Fight
do what you
harder.
gotta do.
So they did.
Yeah.
So they learned more. They fought harder, and then Michael Faraday was like, I can't see this happening, so he self cleans.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Uh-huh. I know what
Cause,
what's going
cause
on. Go ahead.
anyways.
It
So
was a good.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
now Citra has to go with Marie Curie, the lady that actually interviewed her for the questions.
Yeah. Oh, so the reason why he self-gleaned
Yeah,
was because he thought that if he gleaned, basically whenever Scythe, who has apprentice, gleans, their apprenticeship is over and they just go back to living their normal
yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah.
So he thought that's what would happen if
Hmm.
he self-gleaned.
Yeah,
But instead, what happened is Goddard was like, "I'm gonna take both of them on as my apprentice,"
yeah.
because obviously Goddard is a crazy person. He just wants to see them kill each other every day.
Wait, did it?
But then Marie Curie was like, "No, no, 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 no. I'll take one of them."
Yeah. I'm gonna pull a Meankno right now, and I'll do a back step. They actually showed Goddard in his state on the plane before all of this. Remember?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. You bring him back. Okay, go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
Goddard, he meets his quota. So they have a quota of how much people you can glean within a year. I think it's
Yeah.
like 100 and something, 200 and something a year.
Is a limit of how much is a minimum and a max,
Yeah.
basically.
So
Yeah.
he gets to his max in one day, basically, sometimes. So he just gets on a
Yeah. He's
plane
a
and be
wild guy.
like,
Wait, you cut off.
did I?
I might end. Okay, I can hear you.
He was like,
Nope,
everybody in
can't
this
hear you.
plane gotta go.
Wait, what's going on? Say something?
Something.
There you go.
Okay. Grew up on the plane, said everybody gotta go. And everybody went.
Yeah.
So he
There was one
does,
brave soul, but
yeah. He does
there was
mass
none.
gleaning, so he does like hundreds at a time. But he
Yeah,
actually enjoys it.
which is also something that's kind of frowned upon because scythes are not supposed to enjoy what they do, and a gleaning is kind of like you kind of enjoying what you're doing in a way.
Yeah. So you were saying he try and take both of them.
Yeah, so Goddard was like trying to take both of them because he was trying to basically have them murder each other every day
Yeah.
as they lead up to the final fight. But then Marie Curie saw straight through what he was trying to do, so she just took one of them, and I think she just took the girl because girl power or something. I don't know. But she took Citra. I think she saw something in Citra that felt similar to herself
Yeah.
in terms of like how Citra was smart and like Rowan seemed a little bit more like I don't know. I think
Abrasive ish. The way he came across.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So she took Citra.
So then the book continues with each of them going through their trainings. Vastly different, by the way.
Um, sorry, I had to turn my volume down because sometimes my wife said be talking hella loud when I podcast.
So Citra is being taught she cooks for the family of people that she gleans. She's being taught how to choose people correctly. And she's also taught how to use the back brain of the thunderhead.
Ooh, let's talk about the non-human character called the thunderhead now, the AI of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, yeah,
So this benevolent AI cannot interfere with anything the sides do. It can't comment on it. It can't stop them. It can't do anything. Anybody they kill, it can't revive, obviously, and it can revive sites though. If a site get killed, which sites have a rule, if somebody kill a site, then they basically go and kill the whole family. So people
yeah,
don't generally do that.
yeah,
But if you happen to kill a site, the Thunderhead will bring them back to life. So she was teaching her how to navigate the Thunderhead because sites can't interact with the Thunderhead at all.
yeah.
So the back brain is basically like just like accessing the data without the AI helping you. Yeah.
So in this world that we're living in now, there's cameras everywhere because the thunderhead can see everything, can hear everything. He knows everything about everybody from the time they're born until the time that they get clean. So there's a massive information there, but it can't. I don't think it could follow sides. I don't know because she was trying to
It
figure
it
out something.
it does.
Yeah.
It
Okay. Yeah.
does.
Oh, the thing is that it has so much information that if you look up something, it brings every possible thing that could be that thing. That's why it was hard for her to
Yeah.
discover what was going on.
And it's not organized in a way that you would think a computer would organize things.
Yeah.
It's organized in a way like how a human might remember things.
Yeah.
So like if you're looking up like a car, you want to like find like a Ford X150 or whatever. I don't know. I just making shit up.
Close.
Um, you want a red one.
Yeah.
Uh, you might try and search alphabetically, but
Yeah.
that's not how it's organized. You have to literally search all red trucks first, and then you might want to narrow that down to all the Fords, and
Yep.
then
Yep.
narrow that down to X150.
Yeah. So I don't know what happens in the end ish. Well, Rowan gets close to one of the undersides of Faraday, Volta, and he realizes that Volta doesn't really
That's not
enjoy.
Verde. You mean Goddard?
So Goddard, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Volta
yeah.
doesn't really want to do mass cleanings. He don't really like it, but he just likes being close to someone with power, kinda.
Yeah. I think one thing we should mention is that Faraday is old school Scythe, which is like he teaches how to like be compassionate
Yeah,
in your job and how to like basically show respect to the people you glean.
yeah,
And Marie Curie is the same because she was trained by Faraday.
yeah.
So she's training Citra how to be like very like empathetic towards her gleanings and stuff. No, Goddard is the complete opposite.
There's New
He
Order and
is
Old
like,
Order sites.
yeah, he's like, I gonna teach you how to kill efficiently
Yeah,
and savagely. That's what I gonna teach you.
yeah.
So I think that's when Rowan really learns how to do the Krav Maga. What's the thing called again?
Bakatar.
Bakatar. That's why he really learned how to do it. Like
Yeah.
that's when he became a beast.
He learned from somebody that was actually savage, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and the thing is too with Goddard, I actually would have preferred to be trained by Goddard personally
Yeah.
because he basically trains you by turning off. So in the future, we have nanites now
You
that
missed
heal
that too.
everything.
Yeah.
It heals everything. It injects like pain numbers or like anything you need. If you have like mood swings, it would
Oh
inject stuff
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
control your mood. So basically, in the future, people only feel pain for like a split second before it's like flushed out by the nanites and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So Goddard now, he's like, you can't understand the pleasure of killing until you could feel pain.
Yeah.
So he turned off all of his pain nanites, and then they just beat the living daylight out of him.
Wow, they stomped him out.
They said, "You ever heard a guy jumped in?"
Yeah.
He was like, "What
What?
is that?" We gonna show you. Pop.
That's crazy.
Yo, that was funny. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it was like that's
Yeah.
actually kind of funny because jumped in was a in the future is a ancient term to them.
Yep.
So he get beat up basically, and then they allowed him to heal naturally.
Yeah.
Because instead of having his
Nanites
nanites heal
healing.
him
Yeah.
for like a few weeks,
Yeah.
and then after Goddard was like, "I gotta speed this up, Kyrie, to start this training."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
turned back on his healing nanites, but left his pain nanites off.
Yeah. We talked about how bad Goddard is, but I feel like he was always breaking one rule because of where he lived after a while in a mansion, lavish parties and all that. I feel like that's technically breaking the rules, but it's Goddard. He has pull for a very important reason, which I don't want to spoil for the readers. At least this part of it.
And but the thing about Goddard too, he always find loopholes in the rules too.
Yeah,
He's like, for the mass Gleanians, he's like, well, sometimes there will be natural disasters that will kill thousands of people at once.
yeah.
So I'm just replicating nature.
Hmm.
So people are like,
And
all
he
right, I guess we
also
can't really argue.
said that the last owner gave me the house, so it's not like what I wanted, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he always trying to find a loophole in everything he do, man.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Um, yeah. So now he training Rowan,
hmm,
and you was mentioning that Rowan was making a friend because basically Goddard have three undersides, which are like sides who basically follow him around. They're like
yeah.
his understudies, basically.
Hmm. So
And
the
so,
youngest one, Volta, is who Rowan connected with because he didn't really enjoy it. He got see it in his face that he didn't enjoy what he was doing.
yeah, when they did Masculinius, he didn't like it.
Yeah, Rowan actually found him crying
He
one
was
time.
trained by an old guard too.
Yeah,
Volta was trained by old guard, but he joined the new guard because he was like, well, I see where the tide is going, so I can just go with the tide.
yeah.
I don't want to like get left behind, basically.
So I know this is gonna be like a big spoiler-ish, but even though the Thunderhead could have like changed mental issues or like debilitating issues, it couldn't fix some of the things that are just ingrained into humans, that are immortal in humans, like greed, the search for power, the search to connect yourself to somebody that's powerful. Like these things are always there, and it always cause a downfall to somebody. You just can't fix
Yep.
that, human nature.
Yeah. The thunderhead actually could, but because it's benevolent, it felt like that wouldn't be a benevolent thing to do. That would be too controlling.
Mm.
And the thunderhead was like, I want humans to still be human, basically.
Yeah.
So it was like I could literally breed it out to the humankind, like, or like I think it cut some stuff out of the human genome, like the appendix,
Yeah.
and I think it cut out like psychopathy and sociopathy,
Yep.
like some of those really like dangerous mental health illnesses
Yeah.
that could lead to stuff. But like it left most other things.
Because people still committed crime in this time. They're called unsavory. The crime was
Yeah,
allowed.
it was controlled crime.
Controlled crime.
Controlled crime.
Yeah. But it wasn't everybody doing it because they didn't have the reasons that they had now. Like now, people steal because they're poor, or they hurt people because they're vengeful. But in the future, you have everything you ever need, so you don't have to steal. You don't have to do anything wrong. You just live.
Yeah, I like how he described that too. I like that the author did that, where he was like, the Thunderhead was like, once I got rid of poverty and everybody had everything they need, a lot of that stuff died out on its own. I didn't
Yep.
even have to do anything.
Yep.
But then there were some people who just like to rebel.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, maybe I should prevent this. But then later I was like, that wouldn't be benevolent. So I gonna let them do it, but I gonna do it in a controlled way. And then, yeah.
Yes.
I actually really like the Thunderhead. I really hope if we ever make an AI, it turns out like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually a big spoiler. I want to talk about it. I want to
All right,
talk
all
about
right.
it. Anyways,
I feel like we kind of go into book two now because I think that wasn't mentioned until book two, what we just talked about.
that's fine.
It's okay, yeah.
Um, I really want to talk about it. But
Because
anyways,
I feel like book one didn't really talk about the Thunderhead that much,
well, book two is
and then
called the Thunderhead, so that's
book two is
why.
when it actually started
Yeah,
talking about it.
but
Yeah.
we'll get to it pretty soon. So a year has passed, and we're at the next conclave. No, not a year. It's been like half a year.
Hmm.
Oh wait, the next conclave.
I think the conclave happens like every quarter.
Yeah, so actually, they were supposed to kill each other many times. This is the second time. This is the first time they're supposed to actually kill each other. Well, clean each other.
Yeah, this is
Sorry.
the first time. Yeah, yeah.
The next conclave. So it's an actual physical battle.
Book of two match.
Yes.
Yeah,
So they both want to lose.
yeah, because they're like,
Yeah.
and the thing is, they both like each other, but they're trying to like act like they
Yeah.
don't.
They're not supposed
But
to,
I
you
think,
know?
yeah, they're not supposed to because of Faraday, but he dead now, so who cares? But
Yeah.
I think Rowan, I ain't gonna lie, Rowan is my favorite character, hands down.
Yeah.
But I think Rowan was just more like trying to lose than her.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then when he realized, and the thing about them, since they're so connected, they could talk with their eyes. So they could see what was going on. So he would throw a punch, and
Yeah.
she would like just take it and fling herself. And she do the same thing. He do the same thing too. And he was like, you know what? Since you want to lose, I gonna make you lose, but I gonna lose too. Crack.
Yeah, yeah. So wait, no.
Well, we're
Let
not
me
going into details. No details.
paint this.
Oh
I want
boy.
to paint this.
Here we
Okay,
go.
okay.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead. Paint it. Just don't say how it
So
ends.
this is the fight. Rowan and Citra fighting, but they just doing that little baby punches. Haha, we fighting, you know.
Yeah.
But they're both competitive, so they start to get more into it.
Yeah.
But they still ain't putting in 100%. They're probably like doing like 90% effort.
Yeah.
And then I think somebody commented like they still look like they not like taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So then Rowan had a smart idea, and
Yeah.
I gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. So that idea makes him disqualified. So they both lose
Yeah.
again. So they both tied again.
Yeah.
So now everybody's upset. Well, Goddard's not upset at all. He likes that. He like, I see something in you.
Yeah, Goddard was like, Goddard loved
We
Rowan.
throwing a
I think he
party.
actually loved it.
Throw a big party for him.
Yeah.
Citra, she didn't get punished because she obviously was hurt, but she was trying to figure out. She didn't want to let go her past mentor, so she was trying to figure out what happened because it was so weird.
Yeah, she was like, why would he self glean? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she was looking into that from before, Then after
Oh
that,
no, she actually thought that somebody
gleaned him.
gleaned him, but make it look like he gleaned himself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what she thought. Yeah.
And from the moment the camera showed something, I knew something was up. So
Well,
I ain't gonna spoil that part, but you're gonna get spoiled later.
why are you trying to not spoil? You know I just spoil
Yeah, but I don't
everything.
want to spoil like important plot twists, you know.
Okay, okay. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it.
But then she's accused of gleaning him.
Yeah, she got accused of it. Yeah, and then turns out this is a spoiler, so I'm not gonna say it. But it was they was trying to prove that she gleaned him because of something,
Yeah.
but later they found out that something was from someone else.
Oh yeah, that's a big one too.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, we're doing good. Not spoiling. I mean, still saying a lot though.
I wasn't not trying to spoil before, but now that I see that you try not to spoil, I'm gonna actively try not to
But I
spoil
don't want
now.
to spoil like big important plot twists.
Listen, if y'all watching our podcast right now for these books, just know I ain't gonna tell you the whole story word for word if I could.
And I will try my best to stop him. um, Goddard.
Okay, so boom.
Goddard
Yeah,
takes
go
Rowan
ahead.
into one of his first allowed killings. Well, gleanings. They go into the
Well, it's
Tonis.
kind of like just to see.
Yeah.
You're
So
supposed to technically bring your set your the person you're training on gleaning so they could like get accustomed to seeing it for one,
yeah,
and two, they kind of participate in it. I think Faraday would have them like hand him the blade or
yeah,
like go to the next room and like make sure the dogs don't come in or something like that, like stuff like that. And I think with Marie Curie, she would just have her like identify the people, like look at that person, tell me what you see, kind of thing, like train her how to identify.
yeah,
And for Goddard, his was taking people on mass cleanings.
yeah. So he took him there, and he's
And
like,
actually,
"You're gonna be my proxy. So don't worry about it. Do what you gotta do."
yeah, go have fun, basically.
Spoiler:
Typical Goddard.
Rowan's friend perishes by his own hand. Volta.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he was like, I tired of this. 'Cause
yeah,
he had to kill a kid. So
yeah.
actually, a room full of kids, and he was
Mm.
like, Nah, I went too far. I can't do this anymore. Yeah.
So
And
now,
then Rowan was like,
yeah,
You know what? You give me an idea.
yeah. So Goddard
Oh
tries to
man.
have Rowan clean the last of the Tonis. So we'll talk about the Tonis after this. Um, and Rowan's like, nah. So he just turns on him, and then I guess he gleans him.
Oh, I got.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I
yeah,
have to
yeah.
go into
This part is
details
fine. This part is fine.
because I think when Goddard was training Rowan, he would always let him kill. So Goddard training technique was different from everybody else because he would
Yeah, it
actually
was
have Rowan
intense.
trained by using
Yeah,
live people.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Because since Rowan was in a scythe, if he kills somebody, they would just get resurrected.
yeah.
What Goddard would do is like, if you come here and let my boy practice on you, I'll give you a year of
Unity.
protection. Yeah. So Rowan just get used to killing people, like, and then Goddard will just be timing him like, you gotta do it faster. You gotta be faster,
And
faster,
leave the
faster.
last one.
Always leave the last person. Never kill the last person. So Rowan just became more and more efficient. No matter what weapon he was using, just like boom, you like
Yeah.
bloodless almost some of the kills. So now Goddard is like, this is the last person here. I want you to kill him. And then Rowan, it clicking Rowan, and like, oh, that's why he always making me lead the last person because he want me to basically be like a trained dog, where he tells me when to kill the last person, kind
Yeah.
of vibe.
Yeah.
And because basically what Goddard wants is to train him to enjoy killing.
Yep.
And Rowan was resisting it for the whole time. Like, I do not want to enjoy this. I'm never going to
Yeah.
enjoy this. And but then he starts slowly like, I think I kind of enjoying this a little
Not
bit.
that
I
bad. It's
shouldn't,
not
but
that bad.
yeah, I'm getting better at it. I kind of like the fact that I'm getting better at, like, because he's a competitive guy,
Yep.
right? As most guys are. And then, yeah, when he got a last guy, he was like, you know what? I will enjoy this. But
Yeah.
then he stabbed. It wasn't the guy. It
Yep.
wasn't the guy that he was supposed to stab. He stabbed Goddard.
Goddard.
And then he just like
Be-
Highlander style.
behead him
He had this.
and then burn everybody to the ground.
He burned. He killed all the other sides too that was there.
Yep.
and just burn them.
Yeah.
Well, one person he break their back
Yeah.
and then just burn everybody.
Yeah. So then we push forward. He escapes. Push forward and
Yep.
we're
Oh wait, but I think we missed something though, because I feel like he didn't pass his final test, right? Like, didn't Citra win?
he couldn't pass because he wasn't there because he was on the run. What he did.
Oh, I could have swear he went on a run. Oh no, sorry. When Citra finally became a side, she did something to. Okay, never mind. Go ahead. I got
Well,
it.
actually, he was there. Actually, never mind. He was there.
He was
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
But when did he kill Goddard though?
Right
I guess I
before,
don't
right before the
understand.
conclave, he did. Then he went there by
Oh,
himself as the
okay,
sole
okay.
survivor of the fire or whatever.
Oh yeah, because he basically covered it up himself
Yeah,
by like not letting anybody go in.
yeah.
He told them like, oh, they were using a flamethrower to like burn stuff and it just got out of
It's
hand.
side
Yeah, I
business.
remember
You
that.
can't do anything about
Yeah,
it. Okay.
yeah.
Now we have the next conclave, and the final test is you have to glean a family member. Well, deadish, make somebody deadish, a family member.
The
Citra,
one you love the most, or the
yeah.
one that love you the most, something like that.
Citra and her brother had a long talk, and her brother was like, "Sis, I know you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Just do it."
Yeah, will it hurt?
Yeah,
She was like,
it was such a touching
no.
moment.
Yeah, it was actually very. I was like, oh, this is.
But
Oh
then
man.
when she was like, "What about Rowan? Did he pass?" I was like, "I didn't finish reading the question."
Yeah. They read the question to. This is a funny. This is a funny thing. So Citra, they tell her what she has to do.
Yeah,
They tell her, take your time, do what you gotta do.
yeah,
Then they were like, she taking too long. She's not gonna do it. Just let's move on to the next person. Cause she over there talking to her brother for the longest
yeah,
while. And then she was like, on the count of three, I'm gonna end
mm,
your life. Okay.
yeah.
He's like, okay. And then she's like, one. I was like, damn. Damn. He didn't even know he was dead by the
Yeah.
time she was done. And that was good. But then Rowan, he was like, all right, so Rowan, so here's your.
Wow.
He was like, I'm gonna shot his mom or somebody.
Yeah, the mom. I was like, God, he Rowan.
Rowan did not care.
When I read that, I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
So obviously, Citra was more empathetic, which is supposed to be as a side. Rowan was not, so Citra wins. And then, obviously, she's supposed to gain him now,
Yep.
but you know these loopholes. So she punch him. Now his
Yep.
DNA goes into the ring, which is how you get immunity, which we didn't talk about. Your DNA goes into the ring,
Yeah.
it goes into the side database, and you're immune. When she punches him,
Yeah.
DNA in the ring, so he's immune for a year.
Some of his blood got on it.
Yeah.
And usually people put their DNA by kissing the ring, but I guess apparently you could also put blood on it.
Yeah. So then he escapes by fighting off people.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Because I think since he was there, she was supposed to glean him. And I don't remember why he was fighting them though. I think before something came out that he was killing people.
I mean, not really.
He was in trouble. I know he was in trouble.
I think he was just they just wanted to give him in for her and capture him for a year.
Yeah, they were gonna capture him and hold him for a
Yeah,
year, and
yeah.
then they were gonna glean him.
So
And then
yeah,
Citra was like, "Here's some knives. Get
yeah.
out of here." He
So
just
he escapes,
tail into
get into a
well,
car, and who's behind the wheel? My boy Faraday. And I was
yup,
like, I knew it. Actually out loud, I said, I knew it.
yup.
Because we're going to backtrack now, since we're at the end. When the camera said that Faraday went to the train station, a train came and a train, like he on the train. Like, why are you not looking at the train? I was like, that's so
Mm.
smart. But yeah.
But it said it showed him going in front of the train, and then the train
No, he went
leaves.
into the station, the train came and the train left. It never showed him getting hit by a train.
Oh, but I think it was like some people were like first person accounts of him getting hit by it.
Obviously, he told them, if you want to be immune, just say this, which is what they thought somebody did anyways.
Okay. And then they couldn't find the body or something, or Not that they couldn't find the body. Nobody went to look for the body because it was a
Guy
Scythe.
business.
It was a Scythe business. So
Yeah. So it says here in the epilogue, Scythe and Anastasia remarks on the recent stories of Scythe Lucifer, a rogue Scythe who hunt down corrupt, unworthy Scythes and permanently ends them. It appears that Rowan has become Scythe Lucifer. She
yeah,
states that she hopes when they meet again, he remember her as one of the good ones.
yep. Scythe Lucifer, man, he escaped
Yeah.
and then he just started hunting people down. And since he technically can't kill anybody because he's not a Scythe, he would render them deadish and then
Brenham.
burn them.
There's
he
nothing
learned
left.
a lot from Goddard.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
Alright.
that's the end of book 1.
So basically, Tonans are people who are just religious, I guess. They're like a cult. We didn't talk about them. They didn't talk about them that much in this book either.
Tonists are a pseudo-religious group
Okay.
who believe in the Great Tone.
Mm.
And they argue over things like, is the Great Tone a G sharp or an A flat? And I think I left you a voice note
Yeah, I looked it
about
up.
that.
They're the same, basically.
They're literally the same exact note. Like
Yeah.
there's no difference at all. Like there's literally no difference.
Yeah.
It's like calling something dark or black. Like they're the same. Well, technically, dark and black are not exactly the same, but it's hard to find things that are literally the exact same, but just called two different things.
Yeah. All right. So that was book 1.
Yes. Oh, the Tonists are also. I feel like they didn't really like expound on what they worship, but I feel like they worship the thunderhead in a way, right?
They call it the toll. That's what they were looking for.
Mm.
So
They believed in a universal frequency or something like that. That's what they
yes.
believed in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right.
That,
So
that binds all people.